So I've just had to stop the car on the way home to show you these. This huge ring, can you see? It actually goes all the way over to the other side of this little country lane. And it's May at the moment, so they're slightly later than their name would suggest. But these are Calocybe gambosa, she says, trying not to breathe wrong. And they're known as St. George's mushrooms. And they're not my favourite, strangely, but they are really, really popular amongst other people. So I think it's just me. I think the smell puts me off slightly. And the smell is one of the main identification features. So these, they have an in-rolled margin when they're young, which just means this edge of the cap is rolled over or under itself from the top. And they always have these very crowded gills that are so crowded together they kind of go a bit wiggly in places like this. They don't have a ring on the stem or stipe. And they're often this off-white colour, but you'll sometimes find, look, there's a good example over there. You'll sometimes find that they're slightly browner or tan or beige. So kind of variations on off-white to kind of mid to pale brown. And the other identifying feature, as I said, is the smell. The cap texture is interesting. It's kind of slightly suede-y or matte almost. It's definitely not going to be shiny or viscid wet or anything like that. It's got a real, like, slightly rough texture to it. Well, not so much rough as, like I say, suede. But the smell is variously described by people. To me, it's kind of wet flour or wet bread dough more. Reminds me of bread making. And I think that's what puts me off the idea of eating raw bread dough. But some people smell it and say it smells like cucumber. I've heard a few different examples of people smelling different things when they sniff it. So, but it is distinct. So whatever you're smelling, it's quite a strong smell and it's not a usual mushroom smell. And yeah, at this time of year, there's not a huge amount, if you tick all of those boxes, that this could be mistaken for. The gill attachment, if you want to have a proper look at it, they've got this little sinuate notch. Cars, of course there's cars when I stop. So the gills kind of are almost adnexed. They almost kind of go up slightly towards the top of the cap before they hit the stipe, but then they have this little notch that goes down the stipe. And this will be more or less obvious on different specimens. But as I said, that smell combined with the other ID features, I think they're relatively easy to identify. If you're unsure, you can always post them to the groups that we have on Facebook. I admin the UK mushrooms, mushroom foraging United Kingdom, and there are various other. Fungus identification is good, mushroom identification is good, or you can always comment below and I'll see if I can help you. I'm not sure if you can add photos on YouTube, but if not, I'm on Broth and Butter on Facebook or Ashdown Forage on Facebook. I've also just started doing courses again, so if you're someone that's local to me in Sussex, do feel free to get in touch, and I'm doing regular foraging courses, and then I can show you in person. Do like and subscribe, enjoy your foraging and your mushrooms if you find them.